Hey, everybody. How you doing? It's Felicia, and I'm ready to get started. Hey, Dreeny. How are you? Thanks for coming in. It's good to see you. How's your day been? How's your Monday? It was a beautiful day here, and I've been busy. I've been busy. I had a lot of things to get done today. So yeah. Hey, GT Junior. Hey, DJ Ron, the mechanic. Thanks for coming in. It's good to see y'all on this Monday night. How things going? It's good to see you. It's good to be here. Yeah. It's been a day. It's been a Monday, of course, all day. It's been a Monday. Hey, official Jamie. Hey, Mike. It's chaotic gardening. Thanks for coming in. It's been a day, all day. I've been trying to get things done and um, doing the best I can with it. It was raining earlier today. We had rain, but it cleared off and it turned out to be a good day, which of course that means I had to drop seeds because whenever it rains, I like dropping seeds. So, to all my gardening friends out there, what seeds did y'all drop today? Did you drop seeds today? What seeds did you drop today? I'm so behind. Y'all do not know. I am so behind and I'm struggling. I'm struggling. I told y'all I'm struggling. Um it's every year it's the same thing. So if y'all want to listen to me whine about it, that's what it'll be. Me whine. Every year is the same thing. It's like I say I'm gonna do better, I'm gonna do better. But then March rolls around and I don't do. I say I'm going to do and then I don't do and I say I'm going to do and I think, oh no, it's going to be, um, it's going to be. We're going to have one more frost. We're going to have one more freeze. I just need to wait one more week. Don't rush it. I'm going to just wait one more week. But then it's like, no, we're done. We're done. And I know how it goes. I'm out here and I'm looking at my trees and say it was 65 today, but no, we're gonna get more snow before spring. Right. And I know usually we're done. By this time of year we are done. I mean, we still have one more week, but the 30-day forecast, there's not any cold. I'm not nothing, no serious freezes out there. But the weather's not ready in Georgia. I think it is, Don. Cause are you in the Atlanta area? I think it is. But I don't know. I could be wrong about that. But I haven't started anything inside either. That's the other thing. I said, okay, I'm gonna drop a few seeds inside, just a few things inside, like my Jamaican sorrel. I said I'm gonna drop my Jamaican sorrel, which I haven't done because I want them to have some size on them when I go out, put them out, and they like to be a little bit warm when they germinate. And so I don't have a heat mat, but if I start them inside, then they have the warmth that they need, and then they can have some size on them when I transplant them. And I don't put them. I have another spot for them that's away from rest of the food, and so it's a little kind of protected spot for them. So I want them to be ready so they can handle it. Have I started them? No, I have not. I have not. Um, I have my pots and I have my seeds. I just gotta buy some soil. The weather's not ready. I picked up a couple of big bags of soil from Costco. It was the Miracle Grow Organic. I think it was potting soil. I don't know what it was. I don't know. It was whatever Costco had that said organic on it. But it was the big bag of it. It's a little bit bigger than the other bags that I normally buy. And it was like $10. And so I picked up a couple of those. So I do have the soil. I'm ready to do. I said I'm going to do a new bed this year. Haven't done it yet. I said I was going to some, burn the burn pile and use the ashes for the new bed. Haven't done it yet, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get to it. Y'all, can you hold on just 1 second? Let me let Bella out. I live in the Conyers. Okay, normally start planting around the third week in March. Yep. And that's about the same here. It's about the third week in March is usually a good time to start planting, except for cool weather stuff. Now, I should have put some lettuce, some carrots, some celery, some cilantro. I should have put those out already. I should have. The only thing I got out for cool weather is the sweet peas. I think I did a little video showing that. That's the only thing I got out there is the peas. Um, and I might put some more out. I think, oh, the heat's going to come fast. Hold on just a second. Let me let Bella out. She's acting up. Got a new raised tall bed set up, plus 2 new metal raised beds. Ooh, ground beds. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like the tall beds. I want to get a couple of those, but I want another ground bed too. My soil is not bad, so with the ground beds, I don't have to do as much. I can just put down. I usually can just put down some cardboard, some leaves, and then just a little bit of soil on top of that, and then it grows right through that, and I have a really good base to grow in, and so it doesn't take as much to do with those ground beds. But okay, right back. Hang on just a second. Let me get Bella situated. Uh, anyway, I'll see if I can catch up with the chat when I get back. Come on, Bella. Come on. Come. Hey, it's cold outside. Come on, let's go. Chilly. Let's check the temperature and see what it's like out there. Oh, sorry about that. She always waits till the last minute. Hey, Bella. Yeah, she's good. She's good. Um, tell you what, Mike, I saw. Um, I want to get a green stalk, and I they're on sale for 119 at some place online. I forget where it's called, and I haven't gotten it yet, but I do want to get one for herbs, and I think I'm going to do it this week. I think I'm going to go ahead and bite the bullet and do it. Um, this week. I was hoping that they would have a Mother's Day sale like they did last year, and I said, well, wait until they have the Mother's Day sale, and then I can go ahead and get two. But I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so the temperature tonight is supposed to be 38. It's the low temperature. And so it's like it's right there on the edge, right? The cool weather stuff will be fine, you know. It's not freezing, so it'll be fine. And then the rest of the week it just goes up from there. And so it's like, yeah, it's not bad. 38 is not bad. Um, I don't know. Anyways. So, but yeah, I always think about it this time of year. I say, I'm going to start some stuff inside. I don't like to grow stuff inside. I don't like to start stuff inside. I don't have good luck with seed starting inside and then transplanting. There's just a very few things um, that I've had success doing that with. And so I don't like to go through the effort and wasting my seeds like that. So, yeah. But I did plant some stuff today. So what did I plant today? Did y'all plant some seeds today? I did. I planted beans, green beans. The Royal Burgundy bush beans. Y'all seen these before, but I planted those. I think I planted about maybe 20 of those. Um, and then I planted some of the dollar store bush beans. They're just as garden bean, top crop bush beans. Plant some of those. Probably about 12 or so of those. Um, and then I planted onions today. Um, the red long of Tropea, um, the Texas early grano, um, and the red burgundy. Now these two, the red long and the um, early Texas early grano, those are ones that my gardener recommended for the South. I don't know how they do. I did do the Texas longs last year, and they did okay for me. I didn't get as many as I wanted, so I planted more this year. Um, I planted the Texas earlies last year. They didn't do anything for me, but it might have been the bed, so I put them in a different bed. And I'm also going to put some in a container, because I want a lot of onions. And so this is just my first round of onions. I'm going to plant some more as soon as I get the ground ready for them. And I guess I might as well go ahead and tell the whole story since I'm here. For all my gardener friends, I bought some more seeds. I think I told you I got seeds from my Renaissance grandma. I had a giveaway, and I won some seeds there. And so I think I told you guys about that. Um, but I bought some more seeds too. I was in the store the other day, and I saw that they had botanical interest seeds, and so I was there, and I was thinking I really don't need any seeds. Of course, I don't need any seeds. I got more seeds than I can ever use, but since I was there, I said, well, let me just go ahead and see what they got. And if there's anything that I think I might be able to use, I'll go ahead and pick up some. And so I got some cabbage. It's, I don't know what it is, a Napa cabbage. Um, I got some fennel. I heard that fennel was good at repelling slugs. I don't know if they are or not. I don't really have a slug problem, but I do have slugs. And so I bought some fennel, and I like fennel. So I just like to stir fry fennel, but it's also good for seasoning the seeds and um the root. Um, I got some watercress. I've never successfully grown watercress, but I have been given seeds, and I saw them. I said, "Well, let me try them again." Um, I got some lemon balm. I have some, but with the herbs, I like a lot. I like it shaved. It tastes like licorice. Yes, fennel does taste like licorice. And shaved in a salad, yeah, it's good in a salad. And y'all saw these already, but I bought some more of the Royal Burgundy bush beans. I had some already, but I went ahead and got some more because I love green beans. I can never have too many green beans, and so and these are pretty. These are it's funny. These are pretty beans, and they grow really well, and they produce really well. So I like them. I like purple things in my garden. So yeah. So I did. I picked up some more seeds. Now I didn't need any seeds. Y'all know I don't need any seeds, but I got them anyway. I got them anyway. Why not? you know. And so yeah. So did anybody start any seeds? Anybody plant anything today, this week, last week? You start any seeds this week? How's it doing? Um, Also, I my hydroponics in there, in the room there, my hydroponics. I am not doing well, y'all, with it. It's doing great. Okay. Everything in there is growing like crazy. Because I'm just ignoring it and it's just growing like crazy. And I think about it and go, ooh, I probably should water it. Ooh, I probably should fertilize it. And I'll get in there and I'll get it done. Um, um, like whenever I get to it. Sometimes it's like almost dry. But anyways, they're doing fine. But the tomatoes from last year, the what was it called? Geranium Kiss tomato that I started for. I think I started this one for WIG 2023, but it might not have been. It might have been 2022, but I don't know how long it's been in there. But anyway, that one is producing. It's full of tomatoes right now. I think I pulled one off today that was just about completely right. It's like in the next day or two, I'm just gonna eat that one. But it's full, and they're all in stages of um from green, from flowers to green to blush to completely right. They're all, and it's loaded. It's absolutely loaded right now. You think it's 2023? I think it was too, Mike. But it's growing like crazy. And I just cut the thing back. I cut it back and it keeps growing. And I cut it back and it keeps growing. And I pull it up and trim the roots and shove it back in there and cut it back and it keeps growing. So I don't know. It just grows. Geranium Kiss. That's the one. And I like the tomatoes. They're good. I should take root cuttings and put some outside. It's a container variety, I think. So I think it would do well outside. Or not, yeah, I should take root some cuttings for outside. I probably should. Oh, speaking of cuttings for outside. So last year, I don't know if you guys remember or not, and I'll have to do a little video short on it. But I got some sugar bomb tomatoes. Sugar bomb is what they're called, sugar bomb from the grocery store. And I just squeezed. I think that's the right word. I took one and I was squeezed it and the seeds out of it just into the soil. I didn't dry them, I didn't soak them, nothing. I just squeezed them into the soil in several containers and I had a bunch of them to pop up. Okay. Anywhere I find a space, I plant cuttings. Yeah, I need to do that. I just need to do some cuttings for that. But anyways, and so I had all of these to come up last year, but I did it late in the year, and so I got a few tomatoes off of it, but then the cold came. Well, one of the containers that I had them in, I just put it in the garage. It's still alive. It's full of blooms. So, um, I'll have to show y'all. It looks poor, pitiful. It looks so bad, but it's full of blooms and it's still alive. And so I might get some tomatoes on that. I might get some on there. We'll see. But like I said, that was from tomatoes I bought at the grocery store last year, and I just um they're really good, and I like them. I don't know if they'll grow true. I don't know if they'll produce a tomato that tastes like the one in the store. They may or may not, because I don't know what they're crossed with. I don't know how they come up with those. So we'll see. But we're gonna have some tomatoes on there probably because it's looking pretty good. It's still in the garage right now. I'm probably gonna take it out in the next day or two since it looks like the nighttime temperatures are gonna stay above 40. If it drops below 40, I'll pull it back on the garage because my garage generally stays above 50. Um, Even on the coldest nights, it usually stays above 50, so it's good in there. But anyway, I told myself today, now y'all, I'm just gonna say it's after 11, so, and this is grown folks nights. I told myself today that if I go live today, I'm not gonna do it sober. That's what I said. I told myself. So I had myself a little drink. It's just a little bit a drink. And no, it's not moonshine. It's not moonshine. It's the next best thing. And so I said I'm gonna have a little something to drink. But yeah, I'm excited about the sugar bomb tomatoes. Anything that I get from the grocery store that grows and produces food, I'm excited about it because that means that I got to eat it twice. I got to eat the thing and then I got to get some more food again. So I got, it, what I'm saying. Oh, I don't know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. So a sippy poo, yeah, a sippy poo. That's right. It's all Gina's fault. It was Gina's birthday, and we were drinking on her live for her birthday. And I was like, that was fun. I should do that again. It's not my birthday, but I should do that again. So yeah. And then the other thing, what else did I want to say? See, I had a list of things I wanted to talk about. Um, um, oh my goodness gracious. Y'all, hold on just a second. One of my kids. It's always something. Anyways, hey, Backlash, how you doing? Throws King Chicken Biscuits at the host. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, man. I stopped by to give a thumbs up before bed. All right, it's good to see you. How are things doing in your part of the world? Yeah, throw drinks instead. I got a drink. No, I got chicken biscuit to go with it. I got a drink. I'm good. So yeah, um, goodish. Okay, goodish is good. I think. I hope everyone is well. I tell you, it's interesting. I don't go anywhere. I stay home all the time, and so when I do have to go out, I don't want to go. It's so funny. I had a doctor's appointment that last week. I had a doctor's appointment, and this doctor's appointment had been rescheduled twice because the doctor got the flu twice. And so when I was getting ready to go, I was like, maybe I should just cancel it and kind of wait until next month to go because there's probably going to be sick people there. Do y'all do that? Do y'all say, I'm not going to the doctor. I'm not sick. It's just a regular checkup. Why would I go to a doctor's office when there's potential to be sick people there when it's not an emergency and I'm not sick? And that's why I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have said no, I'm gonna go ahead and go. But I was like looking, checking out everybody, seeing if anybody was sniffling or sneezing or coughing or even looked like they might be weak. Yeah. Chicken, egg, and cheese biscuit is better than a drink. Mmm, sounds good. It sounds real good. But anyways, I went to the doctor. Everything's fine. You know, for a person my age and of my health. I was in there out of there so fast. I'm like, dude, it's an assembly line. I'm thinking, y'all don't know. No, anyways, it is what it is. Um, Went there, done. They got their payment from the insurance company, and since I paid good for my insurance, I go. That part. Um, Oh, I wanted to tell y'all, I've not been doing um very many videos lately just because I just haven't had the energy. But am I the only person who loves daylight savings time? I absolutely love daylight savings time. Now I hate changing time I hate the time change itself. But if we could stay on daylight savings time forever, I would be one happy person. I feel like somebody like mainline caffeine starting this week just from the time change. Does anybody get that? I know it's crazy, but my energy level changes. I like sausage, egg, and cheese and English muffin better backlash. I'm from where I'm from. I really like a really good biscuit. If it's a good biscuit, yeah. But I was just like I was saying, I love daylight savings time. Um, and I have been enjoying it. I mean, I know it just happened for those of us who time changes for, I know it just happened, but I love it. I absolutely love it. I feel better. My energy level is better. I feel like I can do more and get more done. I It's like this is the time of the year for me. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm just making too much of it. I don't know, but that's how I feel about it. Hey, Wanda Carr Jones, how are you? I saw you guys earlier today, and if I hadn't been preparing for my live, I would have come in and say hello. Thank you so much for coming in. Oh my, was it you? I don't know. Maybe it was somebody else. I see. I don't even know. Not me. You prefer standard time, really, Mike? You prefer standard? Oh, I can't stand standard time. And I think it's just because it's the dark 30. It's that time. If we could keep this time year round, I would be happy. I think it's because to I need those daylight hours at the end of the day. I don't need daylight hours at the beginning of the day. I need the ones at the end of the day because that's when I have the energy to do things outside. And so when I can do stuff at 6, 7, and 8 and it's still daylight, I'm good. That's why I like daylight savings time. But hey, and I know everybody has their preference. And honestly, Mike, to be honest, wouldn't care if they just didn't change it at all because I don't like the change. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Hey, God's desire. In the bushes laying down. Okay. Are you feeling okay? I hope you're feeling all right. But I mean, it is that time of the day that some people are laying down. So rest easy, my friend. Rest easy. Yeah. So I tell you, I'm trying to get myself I'm really trying to get myself together. I've been struggling. The last few months have been really a struggle for me. And my energy levels finally coming back up. I'm finally beginning to feel like myself again. And so I'm finally getting back into the routine of my life, being able to get up and get things done and, getting things done in the yard, getting things done around the house and everything. And I've been down for so long, so now I've got to get caught up. I've got all this stuff I have to do, and it was so weird today. I've been doing a little bit at a time. Even though I didn't feel like doing it, I didn't have the energy to do it. I was doing just a little bit at a time. So I got things, the pruning done outside. I got some of the weeding done outside. I got some of the some seeds done and some stuff cleaned up, out there just a little bit at the time. So I'm well, just sleepy. Okay, well, rest easy, rest easy. Um, get yourself some sleep, get yourself some rest, and recharged, and thanks for coming in and showing some love. I appreciate it. Um, but yeah, and so that's kind of what I've been up to. Even with even with the crafting and the crocheting, I've slowed down a lot. Y'all know, up until in the fall, I was doing a lot. I had a lot of crochet projects going on. I had a lot of things I was doing, and I hit that wall, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to do too much. And so I kind of put things on the back burner. I've got a big project that I'm working on now, and I can show y'all. It's no secret. My son asked me if I could do a project, and so I'm working on it. It's a blanket. It's squares, and I've done the first. I did 10. It's gonna need more than 10, but I did 10 of them, and I've done the first two colors. Each square is 7 colors. Um, so I've done the first two colors on 10. So I'm moving on to the third color. And yeah, I'm moving on to the third color. And it's coming out really nice. Um, the squares are um, one of the things I don't like about doing projects like this is that you really need your squares to be the same size. And so you have to your tension has to be the same on them. You know, I've got the same yarn and I've got the same hook. And so my tension has to be the same. And so it's one of those things I can't do it mindlessly. I actually have to pay more attention to it when I do this project. But it's coming along. Um, Once I get the squares, all 7 colors, um, done, then I'll seam them together and make a blanket. Um, I'm not sure exactly how many squares I'm gonna need. I think it's gonna be roughly about 50. So it's gonna take a while to do that. Let's see. Hey, Bone Tired, thank you for coming in. It's good to see you. I feel the same way during the holidays. Yeah, the holidays are really tough for me. Some years are better than other, but this year was pretty brutal, actually. Um, yes, it's called a mitered granny square because the first square, the white one is the first square, that's the granny square. But then the second part, the second color, is only on 2 sides instead of on all 4 sides. So it's called mitered. And so the next colors are all just on 2 sides. So the square gets bigger, but the it is the granny and it is the granny stitch. But it's called a mitered granny square. Yeah. And I'm excited for it because, my kids don't often ask me to do, projects for them. And both of them have asked me to do them. So it's interesting. I went to Joann's to pick up the yarn and Joanne's going out of business. I'm trying not to be upset about it, but it's really going to cramp my style because now I'm going to have to order most of my yarn online because I don't shop at that other store. Um, and so, I mean, I do shop at Michael's, but I don't shop at the other store, and so that kind of limits my where I can get yarn from. So there's that. And I mean, I could change my mind and start shopping there, but I doubt if I'll do that. Uh, so there's that. But anyways, and plus I have a lot of yarn, so I'm not worried about yarn right now. And perhaps I'll use up all the yarn I have and move on to a different craft um because I have lots of stuff I want to do. I mean, I like doing lots of different things. In fact, I've got a couple projects lined up that I need to get done while I'm working on that blanket. A couple of sewing projects that I'm working on. So yeah, it is an interesting pattern. Like I said, as my son um, saw a picture and sent it to me. It's like, Mom, can you make this? And I was like, I think I can. I'll give it a try. So I'm working on it. It's slow going, but it's interesting, and I like that. Um, I do like to change up things. I don't like to work on anything that's the same. I don't know. I don't like to make do the same thing over and over and over again. I like to change it up and do different things. And so this gives me the opportunity to do that. That's kind of how why I like the mosaic is because when you're doing a mosaic, every line is a little bit different. Every row is a little bit different, and then if you just switch designs, then it's yeah, you don't have a chance to get bored with the pattern. And it's also kind of why I do baby blankets. Yeah, because baby blankets, by the time you get bored with the pattern, you're done, pretty much. um, so, but these are going to be full size, or actually queen size blankets. This one and the one I'm going to do for my other son is going to be a queen size. And so, yeah, it'll be interesting. Will definitely be interesting. Back to the garden for a minute. I was saying I haven't been doing a lot of videos, and I'm gonna try to get back to doing at least one a week, long format, 10 minutes or longer video, one per week. But um, my trees are blooming. Um, yeah, my fruit trees are blooming. So I've got three plums that are in bloom. One of them bloomed last year but didn't give me any fruit. Two of them didn't bloom last year. They were new last year. So I don't know if I'm going to get a fruit off of those, but they're in bloom. I'm excited for that. Um, and my pear tree is also in bloom. Um, it bloomed last year, but it didn't give me any fruit. We got a late cold snap last year, and I got some cold damage on that pear tree last year. So I'm hoping we might get some fruit off of that one. So I'm excited for it. And my peach tree is in bloom. I'm thinking about picking up another peach tree, but I'm not sure. My backyard is getting. I've got I've got room, but it's getting crowded. Um, and if I get another one, then I'm gonna have to do a better job of pruning um, the crowns of those trees to keep them so that they all can get the sun that they need to produce. I'm gonna have to do a better job of pruning the crowns, and I kind of am not a pruning person. I mean, I do prune. Don't get me wrong, I do prune, but I'm more of a deadwood removal. Like on my fig tree, I remove the deadwood. Um, I don't really prune it for size or shape. I'm just removing deadwood wood. And on the muscadines, I prune those because um, it produces on new wood, and so that part. But for the most part, I'm not so big on it. Um, I did a video where I potted up some fruit trees, some fruit, some blackberries. What did I have? Blackberries and blueberries and apple. The apple's growing. I don't know. I think it's putting on leaves. I don't remember if that apple's putting on flowers or not. I have to check and see again. But I know it's growing. The blueberries are bloom in full bloom. They're crazy. They're crazy. My blueberries started blooming back in December, and then the new ones I got are blooming as well. So it's like, okay, I might get some blueberries this year. And then the blackberries, I bought two. There ended up being actually four in there. Instead of being two, it was like four pieces in there instead of two. And so I potted them up, and there's two of the four pieces are showing growth. No, three of the four are showing growth. One of them is still alive, but it's not showing any growth. So that one, I might lose that one, but I'm not mad at it. One of them is almost completely leafed out. So yeah, definitely not mad at it. But they're growing well. I'm trying to think about I don't know if my pomegranate. I was just over there weeding the other day, and I don't remember if it was leafing out or not yet. Don't know really what the status of that one is, the pomegranate is. But the apples they're not blooming yet. One of the apple trees bloomed last year, and then I've got two new ones this year. And the buds are swelling. They look like they're getting ready to put out some leaves. So we'll see how those goes. But I'm really excited about the fruit trees. The figs putting out leaves. It's started growing. So yeah, definitely excited about the fruit trees. out there. Um, and I'm considering some more. I was at the store the other day and I saw they had some um, trees. Um, and I almost picked up one, but they didn't have any prices on them. And I was like, look, y'all do not want me to buy these if you don't have no price on them because I'm not going to walk into the store to find out what the price is, then to come back to find one, to come back in the store to pay for it. I'm just not going to do that. So they just didn't want me to buy it. They should have had the prices right there on it so I could get it. And I was like, and I wasn't gonna, could have picked one I wanted, taken it in the store, see what the price is, and then left it in the store when I found out it was too expensive. But I said, you know what, I'm just gonna keep walking. I'm gonna keep walking, but I'm not always gonna keep walking because I definitely want. I don't need, but I would like to have another peach tree. Um, yes, I would like to have another peach tree, and actually, I would like to have a cherry tree, but I would like to have a cherry tree that's got at least two varieties on it. Yeah, but I haven't found one yet. I'm not looking hard. Um, Yeah, I'm not looking hard. So, but I haven't found one yet that has two varieties on it. And I don't even care what the varieties are. Um, I just love cherries, so it doesn't really matter to me. But I'd like two different varieties on one tree. Um, or uh, it doesn't even matter if it's two cherries. It wouldn't. I wouldn't care if it was like an apricot and a cherry or something like that. Or I don't know what other kind of stone fruits they might a graft on with a cherry. But I wouldn't mind having a tree like that that has at least two varieties on it. But anyways, I don't know. We'll see about that. I'm not, like I said, I'm not looking hard for it. I'm not searching for it. But if I came across one um, that had, yeah, at a reasonable price that I could pick up, I definitely would do that because, yeah, that's something that I would like to have. Um, Definitely something I would like to have. But I'm excited. I'm excited for the year and see what grows, what's coming out of there. Um, my garden is slow as per normal with me. It's slow going. Um, my main one of the main goals for this garden season is garlic and onions. I don't want to have to buy any more garlic and onions at the store. I didn't have to buy garlic the last 2 years, and so I want to continue to grow um, enough garlic to get me through. I actually want more garlic this year because I want to have enough to dehydrate and make garlic powder, which I didn't do last year. I just used the fresh garlic all year long. And then onions the same way. I want to have enough onions to be able to freeze some and to dehydrate some. So, and those are my main goals for this year, other than herbs. I want to grow more herbs. I've got to get some lemon balm out there. Um, I've got some. I bought purple coneflower last year and it died. Or it died back. I don't know if it's dead or not. I still have the container that it was in. I dropped some more seeds this year, so we'll see what happens. I haven't had good luck with purple coneflower, um, but I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gonna keep trying until I get it right. But yeah, I want to do a better job of staying on top of my herb harvest and um, and preserving on my herbs. I've got a pretty good amount of herbs growing out there. Most of them are perennial, so that's good. But what I haven't been doing is harvesting them regularly, and I haven't been harvesting them regularly and preserving them. So I want to do better about that this year. That's kind of one of my um, goals for this year when it comes to my herbs. I was saying earlier in the chat that I would like to get a green stalk planter for growing herbs. So I, I don't know if I want one, but I don't know if I want one or not. But I do. I kind of want one. So I'm looking into getting one. Like I said, I did find a place where they're on sale right now, and so I may pick that up. Last year they had a big sale around just before Mother's Day, um, and I know a lot of people picked them up then. Um, so I'm thinking about that. Um, but I don't. I think after this year, I'm not going to be putting any more beds out in the ground. Any beds out there after this year. I don't know. I may change my mind. It's just that I'm at a point now where I'm having a hard time keeping up with what I've got going, so I don't want to add too much more to the mix, especially when it comes to watering. Um, I have a little bit more I'm having a hard time keeping up with the watering on everything that I've got going, so I don't want to add too much more to that. The trees, most of my trees are not a problem because they're in ground, and so I only really have to worry about watering them if we don't get rain, for like 10 days. Then I worry about them. But otherwise, if we get rain every week or so, they're pretty good. I don't have to do much with them. It's everything else that needs to be watered on a daily basis, sometimes twice a day in the heat of the summer, and can be a little bit much getting to that, staying on top of that. But so I just don't want to add too much. I mean, that's how, um, you know, you gotta figure out what you can handle, and that's where we're at with that. I'm having a little snack. The orange. Um, I asked y'all to have some, but I haven't figured out how to get it through the screen yet. Oh, what is that? I haven't figured out how to get it through the screen yet, so can't have any. But it's just orange. Oh yeah, which reminds me, I knew I brought this out here for a reason. It was to remind me of my citrus. So I told you guys I brought all my citrus inside in the garage for the winter. My lemon and my lime that I picked up at Orange Box store. What is it? HD. Um, full. They're full of blooms in the garage. Okay. Where'd you go, GT Junior? They are full of blooms. My lemon and my orange. My lemon and my lime. What did I say? Orange. The orange right. The lemon and my lime that I picked up at the Orange Box store this year. I put them in. I put all of my citrus in the garage over the winter, and they are full of blooms. I mean, completely full of blooms. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm gonna get some lemons or limes this year. Um, I'm about ready to pull them out. I've got to clean up the spaces. Busy with the family. Okay, I get it. But yeah, I gotta find, figure out where they're gonna go. Um, and get the spaces set up for them and pull them out. But I'm like, wow. And my kumquat, it's been producing all winter long in the garage, and I know it's not getting near enough light in there, but yeah. My garage doesn't get much below 50, Mike. Um, Now during the heat, it does get up. It gets warm in there, and so when the temperature starts getting up warm, it starts getting, it gets warm in there, and so it's time for me to get them out of there once the temperatures get When we start hitting 80, yeah, they don't need to be in the garage. For real, for real. Um, but in the coldest days that we had, it did not get much under 50. So they were fine in there. Um, and yeah, they're like crazy. And so I've got a lemon, a lime, a kumquat, three calamandins, two or three satsumas, and I think a grapefruit. Something like that. In there. I don't know. But yeah, all in containers. And yeah. So I'm excited. I need to pull them out. I need to do a video, show you guys updates of what they're doing. But yeah. I don't know if Nightbot's working today. GT. Hmm. Yeah. Well, it's 38. Um, 30. Yeah, 38. Tonight is the low. The not blah 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 blah. The low tonight is 38. Tomorrow's low is supposed to be 48. It's supposed to be so next week it's supposed to be above 50. So yeah, it's getting close. It's getting close. I've been tempted on these warm days because we've had a couple of warm days. I've been tempted to put them out, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait because um I don't want them to go in a shock or anything like that. I don't think Nightbot's working. Yeah, Nightbot looks like he's on vacation. I don't know why. It is what it is, though. I think it's oh, I was gonna ask y'all um what y'all do last week for Mardi Gras? Do y'all celebrate Mardi Gras, Fat Tuesday, Ash Wednesday, any of the things around that time? I think it's a there's a pagan holiday around that time too, but I can't remember which one it is. Huh. So yeah, did y'all do anything? Do you celebrate? Our church usually has a pancake supper for Fat Tuesday, and then there's a Ash Wednesday service. So Mardi Gras. Hmm. Yeah, I don't really celebrate it. I mean, I used to when I used to when I was more active in the church, I would go to the pancake supper. It would be fun. We would it would be fun. It was usually um I mean, it's just a family event. It wasn't it was like $5 per family, and all of the money went towards purchasing the food. Most of the food was donated, but they would ask for a $5 donation, and that would just go towards purchasing the food. And it was a full pancake supper. I mean, it would be you know um, pancakes and bacon and sausage and hash brown casseroles and egg casseroles and orange juice and the whole juice and apple juice and milk and all the things. Yeah, I just started a lime quat from seed. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Wow. 30 seeds start the same amount of sour oranges. GT Junior, where are you gonna put all that? I'm just asking for a friend. Are you gonna sell the seedlings? I'm confused. Explain to me. Explain this to me. Growing it vertical. Okay. All right. All right. I'll be checking out the videos. I need to get myself together. I'm having a crisis. Yeah, y'all. I know. One week I'm gonna come on here and I'm not gonna be having a crisis. I don't know why I stress out about everything, but I do. That's the person that I am. I will worry myself and worry and worry and worry and worry and worry until the point of decision. Once I make the decision, I'm done. I don't worry about it after that. And so I have whenever I'm like, "Oh, should I do this? Should I do this? Should I do this? Should I do this? I will, yes, and on 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 until finally it's like, ugh, okay, I can't no more. And then boom, I make a decision and I will go down that path. But I've got it's like right now I'm like, well, maybe I should do this or maybe I should that. Maybe I should do this, maybe I should that. And it's like it drives me crazy that I do this. It makes me crazy and it drives me crazy. And I wish I was not that person, but that's who I am. That's the person that I am. And so I know I'm gonna do this. And I'm like, can you just go ahead and make the decision so we can stop worrying about it? I don't worry, even when I should. No, that's a blessing, GT Junior. That is a blessing, the not worrying part, because it doesn't do you any good. Literally, I mean, I'm sitting here telling myself it doesn't do you any good. It doesn't change the outcomes at all. All it does is messes with you. That's like, the outcomes are no different if you worry about it and you don't worry about it, right? So why worry? Makes no sense at all. I'm that person though. That's who I am. I'm that person, and I think of every possible thing that can go wrong. Well, if this happens, then this, and if this happens, then that, and if this happens, then this, and if this happens, and then if that happens, and that happens, and that happens, and then if this happens, and this, what? All of those things can't happen. Only one thing can happen. Literally, only one thing can happen, and you don't know what that is. So why are you going through all that? Right. I don't know. Anyways, that's that's yeah. Well, it's just I'm just saying, worrying has never done nothing good for anybody. Yeah, that was not good English. Worry has never done anything good for anyone. That's better. So yeah, I just shrug my shoulders. If you can, I'm just saying that's a blessing. Count it as a blessing. I'm serious. I know I have lived this life and it's not pretty. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. Mm. So I still want to drop some ground cherries in my hydroponic unit because I have a unit that's sitting there with nothing in it. My wife's optimistic of gloom and doom. Sadly, I'm often right. Oh, I wouldn't say I'm gloom and doom. I'm more of a realist. I'm not very optimistic. I'm more of a realist, and sadly, I'm often right. But anyways, I'm okay. Got weird issue. Mm. But yeah, I'm definitely more of a realist than I am. Not really an optimist at all. It's just hard to be when you're looking at the craziness. When you can see the craziness, it's hard to be. I'm more of a cartoon character. Hmm. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Which cartoon character? What? You lost so much weight, Mike? How'd you lose all the weight? Talk to me. Tell me the secrets, cause last year I was gonna do a video about that. Last year I did. I lost quite a few pounds last year, and I gained them all back, and I'm mad about it. but but yeah, tell me the secrets. I need the secrets. All the secrets about losing the weight. Aren't you fasting? That'll help with the skin, right? At least I was told that the fasting would help with the skin. I don't know. Easy. I eat a reasonable amount of food in a 6 hour window, and that's it. Wow. That's amazing. Since Christmas? Wow. That is amazing. That is a lot. Since Christmas. That's a lot. Congratulations. So you're just going to have to give your skin a chance to catch up, right? I don't know. At my age, my skin will never catch up if I lose weight. I know I'm just gonna have loose skin, so that's just part of it. And I do have loose skin from. See, I went through two different weight loss phases. The first one, I lost about 60 pounds over about a year time, and it was basically just food modification, no exercise or anything like that, but just food modification on that. No surgery, no medication, nothing like that. Um, and so I have loose skin from that, and that I've kept off. Um, but then I lost an additional like 20 pounds last year, and I gained all that back, and I'm mad about it. I'm just mad about it. Um, Start and end the day with tea. What kind of tea? No, 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 no. Not the steroids. They're doing amazing with skin removal these days. I mean, just depending on where you go, but they are doing amazing things. I can't say I would do it, but yeah. Whatever tea I'm in the mood for, typically hibiscus. Oh yeah. Yeah. Uh, I was drinking quite a bit of tea, and I cut back on the tea. Um, I was having some other issues with the tea, and so I had to let it go. Um, Hey, Darth X. Thanks for coming in. Hibiscus tea is like Kool-Aid. I love hibiscus tea. Um, it's one of those that it's one of my favorites. Actually, it's one of my favorites. Um, and I would drink it a lot more than I do, but yeah, I can't. I had to cut back on it. I was drinking too much of it. Um, it feels like cheating. I know, right? I found the ginger emoji. Oh, okay. I do love hibiscus tea, and I do drink it on occasion. I used to drink it almost every day, and I really had to cut back. I realized that I had to cut back on it, but I still like it. I still have it from time to time. Lately I've been drinking butterfly blue butterfly flower tea and with apple cider vinegar, and I like that. And I'll drink it cold. I'll make it hot, but I'll drink it cold. Um, and but not daily. I don't drink any daily um tea. Like I said, I drink it when I want a treat. I want something. I'll drink it, man. Mm. All right. I found my pepper trapper keeper my wife cleaned up. I can't wait to start some of them. Oh, okay, cool. I don't have any peppers. Do I have any peppers growing? I don't think I have any peppers growing. I might have a pepper in that same container with that tomato, but I need to check and see if that pepper is still alive. There was a pepper in there with that tomato. The one that I overwintered in the garage, there was a pepper plant in there with it, but I don't think it survived. I think that only the tomato survived. But I need to start some peppers because I maybe I'll start some peppers tonight. Yeah, maybe I won't. I don't know what's wrong with me. Sometimes I crack myself up. In the bushes for a bit. Okay. So yeah, that was interesting. Oh, yeah. I'm not sure about tomatoes and peppers. It's funny, when I first started growing as an adult, I should say as an adult, not as a kid, because I mean, I gardened, I've gardened my whole life, but as an adult, when I first started growing, peppers and tomatoes was what I did. I had pepper plants and tomato plants in containers and flower pots and flower beds everywhere I lived. I would always, when in the season, I just go to the store and I'd buy a couple plants and I put them in the ground and I had them going. And then, as I got older and I got more room to grow, I had my own place and I could have my own garden. My husband and I would do like 36 pepper plants and 18, 25 tomato plants, and we just grew a lot of tomatoes and peppers. I mean, we grew other stuff too, like eggplants. I love growing eggplant. um Not that I love eggplant, but I love growing eggplant. The flower is so pretty. The the plants are lush and look really nice, and then the fruit they're just pretty plants to grow. But I don't really care for eggplant. And we would grow eggplant every year and just give it away. He would he would eat some of it. We would grill it, throw it on the grill when we're grilling stuff, whatever. But for the most part, we would give it away. And then, like the tomatoes, we would grow those tomatoes and we would give a lot of those tomatoes and peppers away. We didn't really process them. We would eat what we could and give the rest of them away. And but I just hardly grow any tomatoes and peppers like that anymore. I don't love them. I mean, don't get me wrong. I use peppers, bell peppers, sweet peppers, not the green ones. Anything except for the green ones. I use them when I'm cooking all the time in stir fries and mixes and things like that. I use them all the time, but I just don't grow them. I don't know why. I feel like they're too much hassle. I don't know. Eggplants are good in a mix. I don't eat them as a main. I've had them like eggplant burgers where you just grill them and eat them like a burger. Lettuce, tomato, ketchup, mustard, um, um, cheese on them on a bun. Eat it just like a burger. Um, it's okay. It's not great. If I'm gonna have a meatless burger like that, I'd rather it be a mushroom burger, like a portobello burger. Um, but I've had eggplant like that, and then I've had like eggplant parmesan. It's all right. I can eat it, but I'm never gonna order it. You know what I'm saying? If somebody cooks it for dinner, I'm gonna eat it and enjoy it, but I'm never gonna order it at a restaurant. I'm never gonna plan to cook that. You know, that kind of thing. Yeah, but it's just not one for me. Now I have never had, what is that? Ratatouille. I've never had it, but I've seen it, and it's like, eh, yeah, it's not something. I mean, I could eat it probably. Look, it's one of this is eggplants are a survival food. Put it that way. I consider them a survival food because they're easy to grow and they produce a lot and they will fill you, right? And so if you have the seeds for them and you're in a situation where you need to grow something and you need something that um is pretty much a guaranteed harvest and a good harvest, eggplant is definitely a survival food. There's certain plants that are that way. That there's certain plants that you don't want to really, if you're limited in space and you're trying to grow to produce volume so you can feed a lot of people, there's certain foods that you don't want to be growing because they just aren't going to be big enough producers for that. But eggplant, I would say definitely keep it as a survival food. I'll definitely always have seed for it. Yeah. So yeah, moussaka. Moussaka, a Greek eggplant lasagna, is interesting, but I wouldn't eat it every day. Yeah, and so here's the deal. If I had to have a difference between an eggplant lasagna or a sweet potato lasagna or plantain lasagna, I'd pick the sweet potato or the plantain any day over the eggplant. I'm just saying. Right? I'm just saying. Because, yeah. And, if I had to pick between growing, okay, I can't grow plantains, but I can grow sweet potatoes. If I had to choose between growing sweet potatoes and plantains, I would grow sweet potatoes. For one thing, you don't have to do a lot to grow sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes will basically, you put them in the ground, they will bust up the soil and grow. You don't even hardly have to turn the soil to grow sweet potatoes. And not only that, once you dig them up, your ground is ready to grow something else. So yeah. Yeah, you bought some sweet potatoes. I did too. I was at the store the other day and I wanted purple sweet potatoes and so I went to the store that I knew that had them, and I picked up some purple sweet potatoes and some Asian sweet potatoes, and I put them. I usually okay. There's many ways to start your slips, but I just like to put them in the ground, about half covered up in the ground, and let them do what they do. And once the slips start coming off of them, I just break them off and put them in the ground. And so I did that the other day. I've got purple ones and the Asian one out there, and hopefully I'll get slips off of both of them. The ones that are orange inside taste just like carrots. Oh, um, I do have some. I do have some. What is that one called? Mississippi Red. I don't know what I have, honestly. I don't know. I know I have a purple and I know I have an Asian, and I know both of those are outside in the ground, and I'm hoping I'll get some slips off of them. If I don't, I still have a couple in the house that I may put in water. I usually grow slips at least two different ways every year. Um, and to be perfectly honest, putting them in water, putting them outside in the ground, neither way, for me, either way is just as good. But I love sweet potatoes, and so sweet potatoes for me are also a survival food. And the reason I call it a survival food is because um, you can eat the leaves, you can eat the potatoes, you can grow more potatoes from either the leaves or the potatoes. The potatoes keep for a long period of time, so you can grow them, you can have a crop, and then you can store it. And so while you're storing them, you can grow something else in the soil where you grew them. And then you can turn back around. And once you dig that crop up, you can plant some of the same sweet potatoes that you got and grow some more of them. And so it's one of those crops that you can rotate with another crop, and you can have a continuous crop of sweet potatoes. So you can have sweet potatoes and be eaten on them, and you can be growing something else, and then you can grow some more. And you can eat, like I said, you can eat the leaves and the potatoes. And so even before the potatoes are ready to eat, you can still get meals off of it. So that's another survival food for me. And all you need to grow more sweet potatoes is one potato. So you just all you need to do is make sure you have one potato left to grow some slips, and you can grow more potatoes. So yeah, definitely a survival food as far as I'm concerned. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. But yeah. But I hope to have a good crop of sweet potatoes this year. I didn't have that many last year, but I was kind of late getting started, and the cold kind of caught up with me on it. So I'm hoping that I can get started a little bit earlier this year and have a really good crop of sweet potatoes, because um, they keep and so you can pretty much eat on them for a long time. And I like them all. I like the orange ones inside, the yellow ones inside, the white ones inside, the purple ones inside, the purple ones outside. Yeah, I like them all. I like all the sweet potatoes. I am not partial to any particular one. Oy. Need to have a drink. So, yeah. That's good. So that's real good. But yeah, sweet potatoes. There are a few things that I always want to have in my garden, and sweet potatoes is one of them. Mainly because I love them, and I could eat them every single day. In fact, um, I picked some greens the other day in the garden. My neighbor gave me a 5x5 wood grow. Gave me two 5x5 wood grow beds. Nice. 13 people watching. Everybody's so silent. Hee hee. Yeah, it's late, and a lot of people are listening. as they're doing other things. One of the things about the late night crowd is some of them are working, and they tune in and they listen while they work, and so this helps them to get their night, um, to get through their shift at night, and so there's that. Um, but and it varies too. People pop in and pop out, so there's that. But yeah. I have to figure out how to arrange them to be able to add more beds for future use. Yeah, nice. I have the night off. It's back to work at 10 p.m. tomorrow for me. Yeah, yeah. And I'm thankful for the people who come in to listen while they work, and I hope that it's a positive thing for them to help them get through the night. I try to keep it light. I try to stay off controversial stuff subjects. Try to keep it a mood, just keep it a vibe. So people can get through. I mean, life is tough as it is, and so we just want to get through what we got to get through the day, get through the night, get through the shift, get the work done. So yeah. Our hydroponics are doing good. Tomatoes and peppers are looking good. Okay, that's good, GT. You and Mike got that hydroponic thing down. I'm still working with it. And I honestly I need to go in there and harvest. I have celery in my hydroponics and I have been eating off of that celery and I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it because I have not been able to grow celery in the garden. It just gets too hot too soon and yeah. So I never really get a good celery growth. I need to find another spot. I think if I put it over on the east side of the house, I might be able to do better, but I haven't tried that yet. Um, but yeah, tomatoes. I've had good luck with tomatoes in the hydroponic. I've got celery going over there. I've got holy basil. I need to definitely harvest. It's completely in bloom. It's beautiful. It's absolutely it's absolutely beautiful. I've harvested off of it twice, and it's beautiful. I need to take some cuttings um, off of it um, and root it and get it in the ground outside. I need some holy basil outside. Um, I just threw it in there, GT Junior. I just threw it in there, and it's doing good. Now it doesn't get big, but it keeps putting on. And so I just cut, and it keeps putting on, cutting out, and the flavor is great. I use the leaves, I use the stalks on it, and it's good. The celery is good. Um, and so yeah, I have a new pawpaw tree indoors. I want to eventually plant outside. Does anyone? I did. I did celery. It's doing fine. It's regular Utah celery, just regular celery seeds. I put them in there, and it's growing. Like I said, it's not big. The stalks aren't big like the ones in the store. They're thin. They're super thin, but it's a lot of them, and so I just cut them and use cut them. I use all of it, the stalk and leave, the whole thing, and chop them up and use it. And I've been cutting. I've been using it since when did I start this one? Oh, I don't know. There's a video when I started it, but I've got two different celery in the same unit that I've been cutting off of and using it and stir fries and everything that I need celery for. That I need to cut some of it up. I need to cut some of the leaves off of it and dry them so I can have some flakes so I can just use it, sprinkle it and stuff. But yeah. I don't know why I decided to put celery in there. Probably because the lettuce didn't grow. I've been trying to decide if I want an improved Meyer lemon tree for indoors or a huge apple tree for outside. Ooh, how many lemons do you eat and how many apples do you eat? Why can't you have both? why, wait a minute, why can't you have both? This is so good, y'all. I love apples and I love lemons. Me too. I used to. I don't do it anymore. I used to have lemons every single day. I mean, literally, I would go to Costco and I buy the big bag of lemons, and I had lemons every single day. Um, but I don't do that anymore. Um, I don't know why I stopped doing it, but it was causing some problems, and I don't remember what the problem was, but I remember I had to let it go. But I do like lemons. I love lemons. I love, 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 love lemons. Um, and when apples are in season, I will eat. Now, if it's apple that I love, I will eat an apple a day. When they're in season. But the problem with apples is that a lot of times apples that they have at the store have been kept up for a long time. Apples keep a long time, but when the flavor is not the best. And the texture of them is not the best after they've been kept up for a long time. And so I like apples in season. Um, but I have three. I have three apple trees out there. I'm hoping that I get enough apples that I can freeze some. That I can freeze some and that I can can some. That would be great. If I could get have enough apples to freeze some and can some, that would be awesome. Mm. I do have a lemon. I'm hoping that it'll produce and give me a few lemons. I don't even care how many. If I get one lemon out, one lemon out of it, I'll be happy. Y'all, I'm easy. I am so easy when it comes to these plants. Give me a piece of fruit. Just give me one piece. I will be happy with you. Like the kumquats. That kumquat doesn't pay for itself. It came when I bought it. It was full of blooms. I have harvested. I'm trying to think how many. Probably a, a peck. Y'all know what a peck is? How many pecks to a bushel? I probably have had a peck of kumquats. I don't know how much. It's a bucket, like a mop bucket, full. That's a peck. I don't know how many that is. I don't know what size. Is that 2.5 gallons? I think it's like about 2.5 gallons. I don't know what a peck is. How much is a peck? How much is a peck? 2.3 gallons. I probably have that many. I'm growing cherry trees that are cold hardly to go zone 3. Oh, nice. That's the problem that I have, Darthex. I'm in zone. Does your zone does Darthex, does your cherry tree produce in zone 9A, 8B? And what variety do you have? Because that's what I want. I want a cherry tree. For real, for real. Um, but I'm not sure what variety would grow here and doesn't need cold hours. Because that's the thing. Ooh, let me drink this because this is just sparkling water, guys. Um, Kirkland brand sparkling water. But it's good. Mm. GT Junior, I have that. I have a savings account. Well, it's not really a savings account, but I have money that I set aside out of each check for um, plants and seeds and garden stuff. So when it comes time to get it, I don't feel any kind of way about it because I know that that's what that money is there for. And so as long as it's part of the budget and I budgeted for it, then I'm good. I will get some trees from Costco for the cheap this year. Yeah. I was in Costco the other day and I saw that they had some trees in there. And the only thing about the trees and stuff at Costco, any of those box store, any of those stores like that have them, um, you want to get them as soon as they get them, you know, because if they get them and they keep them and they don't do anything to take care of them while they're in the store, is what I'm saying. And so the longer that they stay in the store, the less hardy and healthy they'll be. So as soon as they get them and put them out, you want to go ahead and get them so you can take care of them. But yeah, definitely. I was looking at Costco and I was like, man, hmm. And I thought, where am I gonna put that? Where am I gonna put that? Because I have one apple tree in the ground and I have two apple trees in containers. And now those apple trees that are in containers, they're probably gonna go in the ground. I think low chill hours is the key to zone 9. Lots of trees need 500 chill hours. If each day is 24 hours, just add up to how many 24 days you need. 2 weeks of bad weather. Hee hee. Okay. Because that's the thing. Like we had last year, I don't remember what it was this year. Last year we had 7 days where the high temperature was not above 32. So that's 7 times 24. And I don't know what it was this year, but it wasn't that many. And so that's like, I don't know what the chill hours are because if they need 500 chill hours, that's not going to get it. But we did have more days where the low temperature was below 32. So if you put those 7 days where the high didn't get above 32, plus all the days where the low was below 32, then maybe you get your chill hours. Um, but and like this year, I don't know how many days we've had, because it hasn't been all in a row. It's been here and there. It's been here and there, here and there. So I don't know how many total days that we've had where the low temperature was below 32. And I shouldn't say days, I mean nights. And I shouldn't even say nights, I should mean hours. Because a lot of times when the low is 32, it's only for like an hour. It's like 1 hour. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning, it'll hit 32. And by 4 o'clock, it's 33. So it's like, it's not even, yeah. So yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah. 150 or something. Yes, exactly. Just something. 2,500. Yeah. Okay. Okay. 26 a year, maybe. Chill hours are generally 40, 45 and below. Okay. So chill hours is 45 and below. Okay. And so we'll have more than that. Yeah, for sure. Um, because I mean, like, even today it would be chill hours because the temperature tonight is supposed to get down to 36 ish. It's currently, but it's not there yet. So it's currently 38. Actually, it's only supposed to get down to 38. No, it's not currently 38. It's currently 50. It's 50. It's supposed to get down to 38. Well, it might get down to, yeah. It'll get, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think Nightbot is working. I'm sorry, AGT Junior. I don't know why not. Shampoo ginger. I don't have any. I have some shampoo ginger I want to plant, but I'm scared that I'm going to mess them up again. I don't know nothing about shampoo ginger. You need to talk to some people who grow it because I don't have any, and I've never grown it, and I kind of want it, but I don't really want it. I think it would be cool to have because I think it's a cool looking plant and everything, but I don't know that I would use it. I mean, maybe I would. I mean, it would be cool to have. I think it's one of those it's another one of those survival plants. You know, it's like if you can't get shampoo and you have shampoo gender, cool. If you can't, you know what I'm saying? It's like a nice plant to have if you, um, it's, I mean, a nice plant to have in your yard. You want to wash your hands. You want to clean up, to have that in your yard. Be cool. But I don't have it. Shampoo ginger. I will definitely use it and sell it too. Okay, cool. I need to get my son to teach me how to sell things. Because I don't sell anything. Y'all know I don't sell nothing. You want it, I got it, you can have it. That was really, really, really good. I need to grow a female scent to mix with the ginger. What does it smell like? What does it smell? What does it smell like? GT. You can always mix it with vanilla or lavender. Do you grow lavender? You can always make your own a lavender infused. You can infuse a lavender or mint or well any flower, but you can do vanilla. Vanilla makes everything smell good. I'm just saying. But I don't have any. I keep saying I'm gonna get some. I think, but I never do. Vanilla. Vanilla. Do you have vanilla? Can you grow lavender? What can you grow that has a strong flavor fragrance? Rose. Rose. Have you ever used whole cloves in a tea? Yes, I have used whole cloves in a tea. I also use whole cloves in my hair oil. Um, I just infuse them into the oil. Roses smell like boo boo. Uh, okay. All right. To the person who doesn't like roses, what roses smell like. Have you heard of scented geraniums? You might can grow scented geraniums. They come in different fragrances. And then you can infuse that for fragrance. But I mean, you got mint, rosemary, sage, um, lemongrass, lemon balm. Those all have strong fragrances that some people like. I mean, a lot of people like the smell of of um of mint. Um, and then there's the different mints. There's chocolate mint, there's pineapple mint, there's pineapple sage. Um, so so look at something that has a fragrance that you like, a plant that has a fragrance that you like. I don't know if you can what you can I don't know what you can grow. Honestly, I don't know what you can grow. Um, lavender is a good scent. If you can grow lavender, I can't grow it, but it may grow there. Scented geraniums, will have to look into it. Thanks for the suggestion. Scented geraniums are also good for teas. I think, yeah, I think you can use them in teas. But they come in all different scents too, like even chocolate scented ones. But yeah. But anyway, it's what you like. Why did you ask about the whole cloves? I keep whole cloves because whole cloves have a little numbing agent in it. So if you ever have toothache pain or anything like that, you can make your some clove oil and use that, or you can even use the whole clove in your mouth and use that for your toothache pain. And then, um, but I also put it in my hair oil that I make. Um, I like citrus scented things, so you can use like lemon or orange or lime zest to scent um, your shampoo. Yeah, I bought whole cloves and was wondering if you ever used it. I wanted to use it as a tea. Don't use a lot because it'll be numbing, but you can use it for that. It's also good if you're making like a glaze for ham or something like that. You can put it in there. Um, yeah, cloves are numbing, so be careful. But if you want a tea, like if you had a sore throat or something like that, a tea with cloves in it would be great for that. Or if you wanted to make like a mouthwash or something like that, you could use the cloves in it for that. If you had, mouth pain or mouth ulcers or mouth anything, if you had tooth pain or anything like that, or like I said, a sore throat or something like that, you can make a mouthwash using the cloves in it. But yeah, it's interesting. Cloves are interesting to me. I have always kept cloves, both whole cloves and ground cloves, in the house in the house with my spices. But I don't use it very often. I mean, it just there's certain things that you put a pinch. Really, a pinch of cloves is enough. You don't want too much of it. But It's something that we've always kept around. And it's like, why do we keep cloves around? Because they are, I mean, if you've ever seen the holiday ham where they scored it, on the diagonal and they put the clove in every little one, and then they put the pineapple on it and all of that stuff. And it's like, if you ever bit into that, you're like, ugh, because it's like it numbs where you bite into it. It's like, why would they do that? I need more figs. I have got figs. That's funny. I'm not applying myself either, GT Junior, because I don't sell anything. And let me just tell you, I took fig cuttings last year, and I did give away. I gave them away, couple of them, and I might take some fig cuttings this year. I might as well. I got a fig tree out there. Why don't I make some? But why am I not selling them? Yeah, I need more figs. I don't have a cold hardy one, so yeah. Um, I mean, that part. Although it might be cold hardy because this year it didn't die back. Last year it didn't die back, and this year it didn't die back. And so my fig tree is huge and it's putting on leaves, and it's like, oh, maybe I should have cut it back more. I cut it back some, but not a lot. Wow, 20 different varieties. Yeah, but GT Junior, how many of them are producing? That's a lot of figs. I want Chicago Hardy and smaller plants I can grow inside year round. Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. So I'm thinking, who was it? I don't remember who it was. Somebody was telling me that they cut their fig back to 2 nodes every year. So, Mike, if you're going to grow it inside, you probably can just keep it cut back. I'll grow them inside if I can. Yeah, my fig is huge. Mine is easily 20 feet. Yeah, it's huge. But that's from that's not it doesn't grow that much from the ground every year. And I haven't cut it all the way back. One year it died all the way back to the ground, and then the next year came up from the root, and it wasn't that big. It was more like 8 feet that year. So yeah, I'll take a cutting when you trim them dark. Figs do better if they are pruned down. Also, yeah, that's what I was thinking. You cut them back, but now I didn't cut mine all the way back this year. Maybe I will next year. Yeah, yeah. I need to. Yeah, I didn't cut mine all the way back, and I should have. I just didn't cut it back because it had so many. It had so many. What do you call those things? That yeah, sprouts. There's so many from the ground up. There's so many of them. It was like, oh, I need the mini chainsaw thing to cut them. I say I haven't been applying myself. I need to pot up every fig cutting so I can see a harvest and sell cuttings in 2 years. Yes, that part. Pot them up, pot them up. I bought some pots off of Timu. Pups. I guess you would call them pups. They're not really pups though. I wouldn't call them pups because they're all main stems, and they all produced. So pups are usually smaller stems that don't really produce, but they're there. These are all main stems. My fig has just bunches and bunches of of stems. Now my other one is just one main stem and it has some branching on it, and that's it. It didn't die back and do that whole thing. But the big one, the Celeste, it's like I don't know if it's 20 of them. It's a bunch of them, and I cut half of them off because they were all like over 20 feet high, and I cut them all down to my eye level, 4.5 feet, about half of them, and then I said I'm tired. I'm not cutting anymore. That is how I manage the things in my garden. I go out there and I work on it until I get tired, and then I say, okay, I'm done, and I walk away from it, just like that. And that's why it has some tall parts and some short parts, because the short's where I got the cutting done, and the tall is where I didn't. But I should go take some cuttings right now. If I get one fig, I'll cry tears of joy. Really? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. See? Yeah. I'm so grateful right this minute because I get figs. Every year I get figs. Um and I get upset because at the end of the season there's still figs. My tree is still covered in figs, and they're green, and then the cold comes and they never ripen, and I'm upset about it. But I get figs every year, so I'm not gonna, yeah. I've never had a fresh fig. Oh my goodness. When I was a kid growing up, my great aunt had a fig tree in her backyard. It was huge. It was a tree. It was not a bush. It was huge. Big enough that little kids could climb in it. And the leaves are big and shady, so when you were in it, nobody could see you. And we would climb in that tree. It was like our own little private area, and we would climb up that tree. And the thing about it is figs um are sweet, and so it draws insects and things to it. So there was yellow jackets and things that we had to fight with to have our place in that tree. But that tree produced a bunch of figs, and we always had fresh figs there. And so it was kind of nostalgic for me to grow figs here. When I saw that there were figs growing in town, like there's a big church downtown that's got fig trees in the landscaping that produce every year. Literally, you can walk down the sidewalk and pick figs off of the tree. And then there's a restaurant that's got two big figs in the parking lot. And you go there to eat, and you can go to the fig tree and you pick, yeah, that kind of thing. And when I saw, oh, you can grow figs here, I was like, I gotta have them. I gotta have them. So I had fig Newtons and dried figs. I used to buy the Black Mission figs at the health food store. They would have them they were dry, but they would have them in the refrigerated section of the health food store. I used to buy them in there, and it's like, why am I buying them when I can grow my own? Yeah. So yeah, I have lots of memories of figs. As a kid, the Chicago Hardies started. I gotta put my glasses back on. Start figging last summer, but the figs fell off. I'm repotting a better soil container, hopefully this summer. Okay, cool. Yeah, they were expensive, Mike, but it was worth it because I just really wanted them. Um, I think figs. The figs. I think figs. I'm trying to remember. No, it's olive trees. It's olive trees. I was trying to remember, but it's olives. There in certain countries, certain trees are protected. I mean, a lot of countries other than here, trees are protected. Like olive trees are protected. Like they're massive fines if you damage an olive tree, like in Greece. But I was thinking there was some place that fig trees were protected. I can't remember for sure. I'll have to look it up. I'm in a container. I'm growing in ground this year. Everyone else is getting tons in ground. Yeah, mine's in ground. Mine's in ground. Most of my fruit trees, except for the citrus, are in ground. And the only reason my citrus are in containers is because of the cold. They're not cold hardy, and I have to bring them into the garage in the wintertime. So that's why they're in containers. And the thing of it is, I don't know how long that's going to be sustainable. I'm hoping that once these trees get a little bit more size on them, they'll be a little bit more cold hardy because once they get some more size on them, I'm not going to be able to move them. Once I get, once I get to like a 17 or a 20-gallon container, that's it. I'm not going to be able to move those things. So at that point, I'm probably going to go ahead and put them in ground. And if they live, they live, and they don't. Yeah. That's why except for my citrus, I really try to do a good job of getting things that are hardy here because sandalwood, yeah, it's a plant. You gonna try to grow some? GT Junior, you are the man. You are the man. I need you to come up with some plans. I pay you. I want to commission you to come up with some plans for me um to create something that already exists that all I need to do is go and buy it. No, that's yeah. White diamond. You like white diamond perfume? I've never smelled it, so I don't know it. Um, I don't know anything about it other than the name of it. I've never smelt it. Hey, Bridget, how are you? How is your new baby? You probably have updated 20 times online and I just haven't seen it. I'm sorry. um, but it's good to see you. I like Victoria's Secret's Rapture. I have been wearing Oscar since college. I probably should update, but that's like my favorite perfume to wear because it's not heavy and it's just not heavy. It's a very light scent and I like it a lot. White Diamond is what a lot of ladies wore when I was younger. Yeah, but I've been wearing Oscar for years and years and years. Like I said, since I was in college, and that's just my scent. I don't even know if they still make it because it's been that long since I've bought any. I'm hoping they still do because eventually I'll run out and I'll need some more. Um, they had this cologne on TikTok and everybody was dying for it, and it was it's people love it, da 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 da. You'll love it, you'll love it. And I bought it, and I was like, this like reminds me of. You remember? Is it Cody? It was Cody. Was the brand? I don't know what the name of. I don't even remember what the name of the scent was, but that was like the brand that you could go to the store and you could buy these sets of perfumes and colognes for men and women that were by Cody at the drugstore. That's what it reminded me of. It reminded me of a drugstore perfume, and it's mostly alcohol, and you spray it, and it's like you smell alcohol with some fragrance, and you can smell it going and coming, and it's like this is crazy. It was big, and I was like, why did I buy that? I knew I would hate it, and I did, and I hated it, hated it. But anyways, so now I have this. this cologne in my house that I hate. Don't get me wrong, it'll serve a purpose. Hmm. I like Old Spice. Where I like Old Spice. I get migraines from most of all of them. Rapture's the only one I can wear. Yeah, that's the other thing too. There was a couple of ladies that I worked with who wore, I don't know what they wore, but whatever it was, you knew they were in the building and you know where they'd been because it preceded them and it followed them, and it set me off. And it was like whenever they were in the building, it was like you know where you don't want to be rude, but you have to set the fan on in your office and blow the scent out. Yeah, because it was that bad. Um, I'm not big on perfumes and colognes, and it's interesting because there are a lot of stores that would have incense burning in them, and I can't. I can't be in there 5 minutes and my it's like I hit a wall and I just can't breathe anymore. And it's like, oh, I gotta go. I'll see y'all. I'll wait outside for you. I'll see you later. Yeah, that was me. That was me. Old Spice, Captain Sin is very mild. No migraines. I um I like Old Spice. Um I like Old Spice. I'm not saying, let me put it this way. I'm not a cologne or perfume type person. I will wear perfume on a special occasion, but I don't wear it daily. Um, and the reason I don't wear it daily is because if I'm going out and I'm going to be around people, I don't want to wear perfume and be around 15 other people with perfume on, and there's 15 different fragrances. I'm not going to be able to handle it. I'm going to be standing out on the deck or out in the yard or yeah, on the back porch because I'm not going to be able to breathe. Yeah. I like the king to wear preferred stock. Yeah. Oh yeah, and my husband and I don't have the same um we don't agree on fragrances. And it's funny though because he's a fragrance person. Exactly. He's a fragrance person. He wears it daily. And so it's like I'm like, let's go and find one. Let's go find one. And when he finds one, it's like, and I'm like, I can live with that one. I can live with it. It doesn't have to be my favorite, but it has to be one that I can live with because he wears it daily. But I'm just not that person. Who let the skunks out? Oof, oof, oof. Yeah. That's the problem. That's why I don't wear it very often because invariably, um, you're going to be around, 50 other people and they're all wearing different fragrances. And they mix and it's a mess. It is a mess. And I don't understand. I don't know how you get around that. And I mean, I remember getting, gifted sets where you got the the soap and the body wash and the body spray and the perfume and the cologne and the eau de toilette, and you have all of these layers, and it's like it's too much. It's too much. It's like, you know what? I'm good. I'm good. I'm just gonna smell like me. I'm gonna use the unscented soap. And when people say, "What is that you smell?" I'm like, "It's my hair gel. It smells like citrus." That's it smells like citrus. Yeah. What is your fragrance you're wearing? It's called hair gel. It's Yeah. That. But yeah. It's interesting too. When I was a kid, my mom had she had her favorite fragrances, of course, and I loved the bottles. I love the bottles. And so I would go in her room and I would look at the bottles and I would spray them and I would spray them in the air. I'd spray this one and I would spray this one and I would spray this one. And I love the bottles. I love looking at the bottles and I like to pick them up and I like to shake them up. And I like the ones that had the atomizer on it. And I would squish and I have such a good time. And then I have to go and take a bath because I get it on me and I couldn't stand it. It would mess my sinuses up and I couldn't breathe. And it was like, why? And she was like, who's been in my perfume? And she had nice stuff. She really did. Dad would buy her some really, the nicer fragrances that yeah. Anyways. But yeah. But I used to the bottles were so pretty. Remember the Chanel number 5 bottle was it was just a big rectangular bottle, but it was big and it was pretty and it was like crystal and it had the letters etched on. They weren't painted on, they were like etched on them. And then they were some of them were like pink and they were like um the shape of them, they were like a ball at the bottom and skinny at the top, and then they had the little atomizer on it. And anyways, that was just so fun. It was just fun to mess with them. It really was. um, but yeah, but I learned even as a little kid, I learned that I couldn't wear them. You couldn't stay around them if you when you mix them all up together, they just smell like poof. Just kind of crazy, but yeah. Don't light a match in that room. No, that's true. Or light a match in that room. But yeah, no, don't light a match in that room. We won't talk about playing with fire as kids because that's not something kids should do. Mm-mm. Nope. Not something you should do. Mm-mm. No, do not. Mm-mm. Only you can prevent wildfires or something like that. I remember this lady, a friend of mine, was saying the cologne that she liked to wear. She was like, my husband loved this cologne. This is my favorite cologne. My husband loved this cologne. When I have this on, he goes, oh, I was like, oh, okay, what is that? And I don't even remember the name of it was. I just remember her talking about her husband's reaction to her wearing that perfume. And that was all she wore. That was her signature scent. She wore that and only that. But he loved her wearing that scent, and she wore that for him, especially for them. And I thought that was kind of cool. Yeah, yeah, that's kind of cool. Yeah, yeah. Someone's cologne reek. I don't like grass or pine. Yeah, some do, really do. And there's certain ones that are very distinctive, and I have trauma associated with them. And so it's like if there's certain smells if I smell a man wearing, is it Polo by Ralph Lauren? If I smell somebody wearing that, you watch me leave. It doesn't even matter where it could be a business meeting, it could be church. If I smell that, I'm leaving. And I don't know why that scent it just makes me, I don't know. It's like I have an avoidance to that. Yeah. So it's like, ugh, no, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go. But is it Eternity? That one I like. Um, there's another one, Paul Sebastian. That one I like. There's another one. There's one that my son likes. I can't remember the name of it. Is it Curve? I can't remember. Brute makes me want to hurl. Yeah. I can't remember. Is it Curve? There's one that my son likes. And whenever he wears it, I'm like, son, a little less. It's a nice scent, but a little less. You don't have to take a bath in it. Because it's like I don't want to smell you before you get to me. I want to get to you and hug you and then smell you. But if I smell you before I get to you, that's too much. I think it was Curve. I want to smell like peaches. Oh. Should I say it? I don't know if I should say it. If you smell like peaches, and I'm going to do you like I used to do my kids to embarrass them, I'm going to say, come here, let me lick you. You smell like do you taste like peaches? I used to wear that in Burberry for a few years. My sons used to get so mad when I would do that to them. And I would lick them right up on the side of their face. And they would go, Mama, stop. But you smell like food. If you smell like food. And I love peaches too. No. Oh. My job as a mom of teenage boys was to embarrass them on the daily. And I'm telling you, I took it seriously. I absolutely took it seriously. And to this day, if you ask them, they will say, Mama, no. That was the thing that they said most of all was Mama, no. Mama, no. But yeah, that was my job to embarrass them. Because teenagers need to be embarrassed by their mom. They just do. That's just part of it. Um, oh, yeah. Vanilla is awesome. I love vanilla scented things. I think vanilla is a great fragrance to wear, but that's just me. If I have a choice, like if I'm gonna buy like a body wash or something like that, and it comes in vanilla, actually, what you call it? Bath and Body Works had one for years, warm vanilla sugar. It was the name of the fragrance, warm vanilla sugar, and they had a body wash and a body spray and a bath gel and the whole line, shampoo, conditioner, the whole line, warm vanilla sugar. Yeah, but yeah, any vanilla. That's what I was saying to GT Junior that you may not can grow vanilla, but if you got some vanilla extract, or you can order some Madagascar vanilla beans. You can make your own. Yeah. In fact, I do believe I have some vanilla fragrance oil. Yeah, I think I have some vanilla fragrance oil. I might even have warm vanilla sugar fragrance oil now that you mention it. Watkins vanilla. Do y'all remember the Watkins man when they used to come door to door? Do y'all remember the Watkins man? And there was another one, the Fuller Brush man. They used to come door to door selling those things. Everybody had Watkins vanilla, Watkins salve, and different things from Watkins. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can make your own vanilla extract if you buy the vanilla beans, and you can get the vanilla beans on Well, you can get them a lot of different places, but you can get them from Amazon. Oh, your mom tried to sell Watkins? There, I don't remember that we used to have. I remember the guy used to come to the house, and you know, and had the truck with all the things. The cabinets on the side of the truck that opened up that had all the little shelves and all the bottles and all the things, and yeah, those things. Yeah, really, I don't remember the barbecue. You just mix it with ketchup. I was watching this video the other day, this lady, and she said this thing, and I don't know if you guys have ever heard the term before, but I had never heard it before. She said she grew up in an ingredient in an ingredient household. I'd never heard that term before, ingredient household, but that's what I grew up in, an ingredient household too. And she was cooking something, and she was about to make something, some barbecue sauce, and she was like, "I'm gonna put some of this, this." I was like, "Okay, all right, okay," but that's the way that's what I how I grew up. I grew up in an ingredient household. You had the ingredients for stuff. We never had a lot of pre-made stuff, and so if you wanted something, if you wanted lasagna, you didn't take a box of lasagna out the freezer and put it in the oven and cook it. You had the noodles, you had all of the ingredients, and you just made it. Whatever. You needed some kind of a sauce, and you add it, vinegar, sugar, honey, molasses, whatever. You had the things, you mixed it up, you made your sauce. That we had cupboards full of everything. Yes. Yeah. But we had all of the things. There were certain ingredients that you had in your house all the time. And it's like spices. You always had vanilla. You always had cloves and cinnamon and nutmeg and allspice, and you always had the things, every seasoning and every spice. Yeah, all of them. You always had bay leaves. You always had. There were certain things that you always had in your house, and it's like you had mace and cream of tartar. I don't know what you use mace for. Does anybody know what you use mace for? I got some. I promise you, I got some. I don't know what you use for. Cream of tartar. I kind of know what you use cream of tartar for, but I don't think I've ever used it. Maybe once as an adult. Candied orange peel. My mom used to make candied orange peel. I'm telling you, getting oranges, when we got citrus from Florida at the holidays, nothing went to waste. You hear me? Nothing went to waste. Everything was used. Every season and every spice. An ingredient household. I never heard that term before this year. It was this year's, I was today years old. Oh, a cupboard's full of everything. My mom was an awful cook, but an awesome baker. Wow. My mom could cook. She was a really good cook and a good baker. She made awesome cakes. Um, and it's interesting, people came to my mom's house for not special things and for special things. Like my mom made a sweet potato pudding. I don't know that people make sweet potato puddings anymore. I don't even know if people know what sweet potato puddings are. But she made a grated sweet potato pudding that my uncle, whenever he came home, he was like, he would bring a bushel of sweet potatoes to the house. So she would have potatoes to make the sweet potato pudding. And it's like, whoa. He's serious about that. And there's other things, like people would come and bring her um people would stop by the house and drop off things, like people would drop off like fish. Now we lived, on the coast, and so fish is not a big thing. But people would literally Drop by the house and say, Miss Estelle, you want some fish? I got some fresh fish. And she's like, sure. And bring them in the house and cook them up. It's like, why don't you stay and eat? And they'd sit down and eat. But they would just they would bring her food to cook it for them. My mom would boil canned green beans so long the water was green and the beans were gray. Oh my gosh. We never had canned green beans in our house. I never had canned green beans till I was grown because my parents always had a garden and we grew pole beans and bush beans. And my mom pressure canned them. So canned green beans were in a mason jar. And when you wanted green beans, you looked up in the cabinet and you got down a mason jar with green beans in them. Literally, never had canned green beans in my life. Or corn, for that matter, never had canned corn in my life until I was grown. And I didn't even know that you could get white potatoes or sweet potatoes for that matter until I was grown. I did not know that they even came in a can until I was grown. Because we always had fresh white potatoes and we always had fresh sweet potatoes. Um Sweet potatoes you either we either grew them or we bought them from somebody who grew them, who had a farm and grew them, and then we kept them in the garage all season long until the next year when you grew some more. And white potatoes, you bank them, and I don't even know how to bank them. Do y'all know how to bank them? Does anybody in here know how you bank white potatoes? Hmm. Hmm. You ever heard of it? Is it just me? But yeah, you banked them. And so you grew as many as you needed, and then you banked the ones for later use. And the first time I heard I saw somebody with canned white potatoes. I was like, why would you do that? That just makes no sense. That makes no sense at all. I don't know how to do it, but there's a way that you can store them under I don't know whether it's soil or hay or straw or what, but literally they're banked. They're mounded and put in some kind of way so that they don't grow and they don't turn green. And then you can go and get them out of there and they last like a year banked. I don't know how to do it. I have no idea. All I know is my dad would bank the potatoes, and when we needed potatoes, he'd go and get some and bring them in, and we'd have fresh potatoes from the bank. Don't know what it means. Don't know how to do it. Um, but we never had any in a can. And I remember the first time I had like yams that had come out of a can, and I was like, "Mama, what's wrong with these? These taste funny." She's like, "It came out of a can." I'm like, "You can can that?" I'm like, "You can can that?" Seriously? Yeah, crazy. Yeah, it's some kind of a storage. I don't know what it means, but I mean, it's like I guess like when people had root cellars and things like that. But we didn't have a root cellar. Um, I don't know. So, I don't know. You that part. It's like people store carrots and sand in a root cellar. Yeah, it's probably something like that. But we didn't have a root cellar. I grew up on the coast. The you dig down too deep, you're gonna get to water. So no, nobody had a cellar or a root cellar or a basement or anything like that. Um, because the water table was too close to the surface, for that. So I don't know, but I don't know what it. All I know is that they banked potatoes. That's all I know. But yeah, and I think back on that, and I think um, If you have a crawl space in your house, you can store stuff. Yeah, well, no, we did have a crawl space um at our house, and so I guess things could have been stored under there, but it crawl space is kind of iffy when yeah, when you live on the coast because that crawl space may get flooded. And it's interesting, our house never got flooded during hurricane season until um like the last 30 years. So when I grew up in the house, it never got flooded. The water came up close, it came up to the top step, but it never came in the house. And then the last um I don't remember what year it was, but there was one storm that came through and the water actually came up into the crawl space into the house. So it was the first time that the house had ever gotten any water damage, and the crawl space was completely filled, and it was a mess because afterwards the mold was really bad. I couldn't sleep in the house anymore. I remember my dad was sick, and I went down to um, help with him and everything, and I couldn't sleep in the house. The mold was so bad. It triggered my asthma so bad that I was like on breathing treatments. And I was like, we need to get y'all out of this house because I know you're not having symptoms, but yeah, it's pretty bad. I live on an island, the coast, so similar situation. Yeah. Yeah, we definitely but here in Alabama we don't have crawl space. They do slab construction. Yeah. Here. So no crawl space, no basements. Yeah, I live on an island. I want to live on an island. Well, we all technically live on an island, but it's just how big the island is. But I would like to live on an island. Actually, I don't. I would like to visit an island. I'd like to vacation on an island, but I don't know that I'd like to live on an island. I think it'd probably be too stressful for me. Yeah, my house is a rancher, so on a slab as well. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Now, my house that I had in South Carolina, it had crawl space, and actually, the furnace was underneath the house. Well, the original furnace was underneath the house, but then we put a heat pump in, and so it wasn't underneath the house. But all of the ductwork and everything was, and actually, that's nice when it comes to heating because all of the vents are in the floor. And so when you get cold, you just go over and stand on the vent. My dog used to lay on the vent. In the wintertime, she would lay on the vent, and then the summertime she would lay on the vent. Not Bella, the dog I had before Bella, but she would lay on the vent in the house because that was the coolest spot or the warmest spot, just depending on what time of year it was. But yeah, the vents in the ceiling are different. That's why. I used to watch that Island House Hunter show. Oh, okay. My house is of interest as well. Yeah, yeah. Mike, do you know about banking potatoes? White potatoes? Is that Bella? Let me get the camera. Well, I should have a camera somewhere. Where's my phone? Oh, there it is. Let me check on Bella. She's awfully quiet. Usually she makes noise by this time. She might be asleep. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. She's looking at me. She's looking at the camera like, y'all see her. She's checking out things. She's chill. I love my camera. GT Junior, I love my banking them. Have you ever heard of the term banking white potatoes? I love my camera. GT Junior made me get this camera. Made me. Twisted my arm so I could get this camera so I could check Bella out when I'm in here. I loved being able to check her out when she's back there and I'm in here. She's about ready to come in the house, I can tell, because she's kind of walking around in circles. She whining. I've never stored potatoes. Yeah. I think if you put white potatoes in a tote in the sand, you could be banking them. Yeah. She looked bored. Yeah, she's walking around in circles, like she don't know what's going on. But she's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and call it in 10 minutes. Need dog friends out there. Let me just tell you, Mike, she has dog friends out there. Um, the way my backyard is, straight behind the house, there's a privacy fence at the end of my property. And then there's a n- uh, there's another house that comes in about midway of that, and so there's a house here, and there's a house here, and then it goes over and fence there, and then there's a house here. There's two dogs in that backyard, two dogs in that backyard, and a dog in that backyard. So she's got plenty of friends out there. And then and like this time of night, um, they're all talking to each other. Um, and Bella doesn't bark back when they bark. And those three dogs, they bark, and Bella listens, and her head goes from one to the other, but she doesn't bark back. Only time she barks is when she's ready to come in the house. She looks at the door and she barks at me, but she doesn't really bark at anything else. Now, if the cat that lives next door comes through, then she'll bark. But the dogs, nah, she just looks at them like, "What are y'all barking at?" She just looks over there like, "What are y'all barking at?" I found so many things my wife cleaned up. Now I have to find a place for these things. Oh my gosh. Good night, Darthex. Thanks for being here. Um, yeah, I'm gonna call it in 10 minutes, y'all. 10-minute warning. um, but yeah, it's been a good conversation. Thank you guys for coming in and hanging out with me. I'm trying to get myself back into the groove. Coming in and doing these live streams is it's the winter was tough. But my energy is better. Thinking about getting a dog. My wife said I'm too junky. Do you have room for a dog, GT Junior? You got a lot going on. With me and Bella, I mean, she has the whole backyard to herself, except for the trees, and pretty much the whole house to herself. I mean, she has, whole, full access to everything. So, yeah. Um, and honestly, if I didn't have her, I wouldn't get another dog because I don't have the energy to keep up with a young dog. Luckily, she's an old girl like me, and so um, she doesn't want to do much. She likes to hang out in the house. She likes to nap. She likes to hang out outside. She likes to nap. She likes to come back in the house and take a nap. You kind of get it. She doesn't like to do much of anything. If I'm outside, she likes to hang out with me. If I'm in the garden, she wants to be in the garden. If I'm in the front yard, she wants to be in the front yard. That's all she does. So she's pretty easy, but she's not one that wants to, she doesn't play with toys or anything like that. She's just, that's just not her. That's not the dog that she is. She just likes to hang with me. She wants to be right up under me wherever I am. Um, but if I didn't have a dog, if I didn't have Bella, I wouldn't get another dog because the dog that I had before was way more active, and like to run and play and jump around and play with toys and, chase balls and hide things and all of that stuff. And I don't have the energy for that anymore. I really don't. And like, oh my goodness, walking her was absolutely necessary. Um, Bella kind of chills in the backyard and does her own thing, and she's cool. But the dog that I had before, if I didn't take her and exhaust her on a daily basis, she wouldn't sleep. So it was a whole thing. It was definitely a whole thing. So, but yeah, um, Bella can't stand it when I exercise. I have a mini trampoline that I jump on or run on. So yeah. And when I'm on that, she's like not happy. So I just have to go in there and close the door and do my thing. If she's not happy. She's just like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? That doesn't make any sense to me. Why are you doing that?" She's like, "Can you just get somewhere to sit down?" I'm like, "Dude, can you chill, please? I got to get my exercise somehow." Yeah. No, and she doesn't really like to go, she likes to go on walks, but she doesn't like to go on walks where I can actually get some exercise. Because she wants to sniff every mailbox, every driveway, every walkway, every tree, everything, every fire hydrant, everything that can be sniffed, she wants to sniff it. And if it hasn't been scented, she needs to scent it. And so it's like, are we gonna walk? Or are you gonna just stay there and sniff that for the next 10 minutes? You know. And so it's like, even, yeah, not fun, not fun. She's no fun. So I have to, when I it's so funny, when I take her for a walk, we walk down the middle of the road, because if she's at the edge of the road, she's spending more time scenting things. Yeah, that part. No room for a dog. I guess. I don't know. I don't know. That internet for dogs. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. And I guess I've never taken her to the dog park. She's not really socialized um with other dogs. I mean, when we go to the vet, she's fine, and she's, bored there at the vet, and she's fine. But I've never taken her to the dog park, and so I don't know how she'll do. The thing about her is that I'm afraid to take her to the dog park and take her off leash, because if I'm afraid she can get out. Even though it's fenced in, I'm afraid she'll find a way to get out, and then she'll be running around scenting everything, and I don't, and I can't chase her down. So, and then with all of those smells, yeah, that part, yeah. So, yeah, they do get a lot of information from sniffing. That's what they do, and especially now, because she's older and her hearing is not as good as it was, and so there's that. So she does get a lot from scenting. Um, so, and I don't mind. I mean, that's why I take her out. I take her out, and I know I'm not going to get any exercise. I'm just taking her out so she can, you know, make sure that the neighborhood is still safe and that there's nothing new in the neighborhood. So we go around so she can make sure that everything still smells the same. But yeah, I was listening to an article on NPR and they were saying your dog is probably not happy. And I was thinking, yeah, you're probably right because the things that wild dogs in the wild would do to be happy, most dogs that are in a domestic situation don't get to do. They don't get to sniff as much as they want to sniff. They don't get to roll around in the smells as much as they want to roll around in the smells. They don't. There's a lot of things that they don't get to do living in the house or living in a backyard. They just don't get to do those kinds of things. And I was thinking, yeah, you're probably right. Your dog's probably not happy. She's happier than she would have been if I had left her at the pound. But she's probably not happy. Um, so, but that part. But yeah, Bella's probably my last dog. Hmm, it's sad to think about it that way, but probably my last dog. I'm hoping that maybe my kids, um, once they're out on their own, they might decide to get a dog that I can babysit. I want them to have dogs and not kids. It's like I want my kids to have dogs, so I can go and visit them. Isn't that crazy? That's crazy. Sometimes, yeah, that's crazy. But yeah. So, Bella's pretty easy to babysit. She's funny. She don't she's fine on the carpet. We ripped the carpet out of here and put down hard floors. Um, they're just Pergo. It's nothing special, but she hates the floor, the hard floor. She doesn't think she can walk on it. And the funny thing is she walks on the hard floor. Like she'll go off of this. I have an area rug. She'll walk off the area rug. I probably have told you this before. She'll walk off the area rug and she'll walk into the kitchen if I'm in the kitchen, and she will stand there and whine. Now, if I get her turn around, I walk back in here and get back on the rug. She can't turn around. She doesn't think she can turn around, so she walks backwards on the hard floor to get back to the carpet, to the area rug. And it's like, dude, you walked forward in there. Why can't you turn around and walk backwards? And if I turn her around, she turns back around and walks backwards. How crazy is that? The floor, right? The floor is lava. Exactly. She is so funny. And it's like, Bella, you walked in there. And here's the thing, she can walk. If we're going somewhere and I'm taking her with me, she walks perfectly fine across the hard floor, out the back door into the garage and gets in the car. But the minute she gets out of the car and comes back in the house, she hits that doorway and she's like, I don't know what to do. I can't walk on this. And before I know it, she's turning around walking backwards. It's like, dude, you walked forward across the floor. Why do you have to walk backwards to get back to the rug? It's the craziest thing. It's the absolute craziest thing. But yeah. That is it. That is the truth of the matter. It's my crazy dog. But anyways, I'm gonna call it a night, guys. Hopefully I'll be back next week. If I'm not, I'll try to post that I'm not going to be on here. Do the best I can. For all of the people who are here for the replay, thank you so much. All the people who came in tonight, thank you so much. And we'll see you around the YouTube streets. Thank you guys. Good night.